Warning. This show contains adult political themes and language. Liberals and little children should cover their ears.
Welcome to Liberty Never Sleeps, where negativity never sounded so good. Now here's your host, Thomas Purcell.
And we're back. Let's bring ourselves up. Last story for today.
Yeah, let's lighten it up a little bit. Okay? Because I know this is something that you wanted to talk about.
Okay.
The pie Nazi.
Yeah.
Because it got a lot of attention after you did a story on it.
Okay.
I
didn't do this story. Let me review this for people who are not followers of our Facebook. A couple days ago, I posted a story about an incident at a McDonald's, and I thought it was just a nothing story, a humor story, and it exploded.
Right. Yes, it did. Because
people accused me of hating children, which is not the case. Well, kind of the case. I don't like kids, generally. I don't hate them. All right? But here's the story.
You're always nice to my kids.
That's what I mean. Your kids were always well behaved.
Yes, true.
The situation was a guy goes into a McDonald's, and he's ahead of the line behind them with a lady and a really bratty kid. The bratty kid starts making a fuss about having to wait for an apple pie. And he starts screaming obscenities. I want my fucking pie.
Right.
Okay, we could say that. We're an internet
show.
Now
we're explicit.
We're explicit. Yeah, I get the little red little thing on it. You can see that. I'm kind of proud of that one. It makes explicit. Anyway. He starts screaming, I want my fucking pie, I want my fucking pie, and making a big fuss. So the guy ahead in line does something that I thought was absolutely brilliant. He says, how many pies have you got? And the guy goes, like 20-something pies. 20. He says, I'll take them all.
23.
I'll take them all. And he buys every friggin' pie in the McDonald's ahead of this kid in line. And then when he gets all the pies in the bags, while the kid's still screaming there, I want my pie, he takes one out and eats one. He says, now you're not getting any pie. And I said, the guy was a man after my own heart. He taught the kid a lesson about behavior. Now, everyone accused me of hating kids. Half the community sided with me. Half the community didn't. I didn't teach the kid any lesson at all. And some people said, yeah, you taught him a valuable lesson. And some people says, well, I don't understand. I have kids and you're a bastard and this. And the yelling and screaming ensued. But I still maintain my argument that the child learned a valuable lesson. You can't always have whatever you want. That's the lesson there.
Well, let me take that a little further, Tom, a little bit more, because I read another story, a little more in-depth story about what happened, okay?
All right.
And the guy does talk about how he got there and he had a bit of a headache, okay? Yeah, he wasn't in the best of moods. He had a hard night out of work, I don't know, or whatever. He woke up in bed, whatever. So the kid's giving him a migraine now, okay? So he's standing there. Now, I know you've had migraines. You've dealt with migraines. Have you ever had a migraine?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right. That's what I thought. So you know, anybody who's ever had a migraine.
Yeah, everything's worse.
Or deals with migraine, it's worse. So what he did was, before all that ensued, before he did, he turned around to the mom and said, could you please control your child? Yeah. He asked her. He says, I asked her very nicely, and she got in his face and said, don't tell her how to be a parent to her kid.
Which they always do.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. He wasn't trying to teach, and this is the point that was missed. He's not trying to teach that kid a lesson at all. What he's trying to do is teach that parent
mother a lesson. Right.
So what he does, like you said, he gets up there and he buys all the pies. Okay. Yeah. He gets to the door. He's listening. Okay. And then he hears the mother say, what do you mean there aren't any pies left? What happened to all the pies? And at that point, as he was about to go out the door, he turns around and he looks, and he sees the woman, the girl that was working at the Burger King, point to him and say, he bought them all. And the mom started running at him, but she couldn't get to him. At that point, he opened up a pie, looking at the mom, and took a bite and walked out. So that wasn't even about hating the kid. It was about
hating on the mom.
Right.
But it taught a valuable lesson to everybody involved. It's like you can't always have what you want, man. You better learn that lesson young. Otherwise, you end up like that mom.
Right. The mom didn't learn it, and her kid's not learning it.
That's right. And the argument from some people on the Facebook was like, well, you didn't teach them anything. They're not going to learn from that little incident. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He got satisfaction. Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good for him. And a little bit of the corner, a little bit part of the world got a little bit brighter, in my opinion. I've said this, we did a whole shtick on this. Revenge is good. And this guy got a little bit of revenge for people like me over the years who have been annoyed by your bratty little kid.
Right. You've got this child saying, I want my effing pie.
Right.
There's a whole lot wrong with that scenario.
Right. Which I don't want to tell people how to raise their child, but I'm going to get a little bit of revenge.
Well, you know what the thing is, though, and then she was going to charge after him. Look, what was she going to do? Take the pies off? So basically, this child came from this type of atmosphere, this environment, this type of mindset of the mother.
There's a little follow-up to this. That there was a story that he has now come out, the guy with the pies.
Yeah.
With the pie guy, the pie Nazi.
The pie man, the pie Nazi.
I call him the pie Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
That he has come out now and said, yeah, I did the wrong thing. I apologize. And I go, you son of a bitch. Don't ever apologize for a little bit of greatness. Because now everybody on Facebook, of course, has now attacked me and said, see, he's come out and he said he was sorry, so you are wrong.
Well, all that proves is that
the guy got so much public pressure. I'm sure he did.
Well, and it also proves he has a heart. That's all. He's got a heart. Yeah, he's got a heart.
I say he's weak.
Well, look, he was going through the migraine. It got the better of him. But the bottom line is, because he's obviously a good-hearted person,
I would have kept those pies. And then every time a reporter came to my door, I'd open the door, eating the pie. I know.
That is classic.
You know what, though?
That's classic.
I would go, something you got to say?
You should have said, come on, I've only got 18 of these left.
I've only got 18 pies left. You just save a pie.
Oh, that's bad.
Every time somebody comes to the door. You got something to say? You got a question you want to ask me?
That's funny.
You know what? People like me and that are never given that opportunity. People with that sense of humor and that darkness to them never get that opportunity. That's God keeping the balance.
No,
because somebody with that much, hate,
yep,
aren't given that kind of. It's like, no, we better not. We're going to end up getting this guy killed if we give
that mom got exactly what she deserved.
Yes, she did. I call it justice, karma, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
And get evenness. It's just whatever you want to call it. Now, you can hate on me and say I hate kids, but the truth remains, I care more about the kid than the mom does. I don't want to see that child grow up to be like the mom, to be another selfish individual obsessed with fame, culture, wealth, or pies, whatever you want to do. And it's all related. That's why I said as we started this show, we're almost out of time, as I started this show, that this Robin Williams story is really the kernel of the nut that I'm trying to talk to people about every day on this show. That I'm trying to tell you that you are not the most important thing in this world. And really liberalism is all about that, isn't it? When you talk about global warming, it's all about narcissism. It really is. About how you're the most important thing on earth. About how your liberalism and the fact that you're giving charity is all about you letting other people know. Ann Coulter did a brilliant article on this not more than